On our first alert weather day.
Good morning. Yes, we're still right in the thick of it here in the valley. We're watching a severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect here for this morning, and also some flash flood warnings that are going to continue to be a problem for a while for us here. So lots of headlines on the left-hand side of your screen that coincides with warnings throughout the valley, but specifically with our viewers in the south and east. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so we can actually see where these warnings are and what's going on. First of all, let's focus on that severe thunderstorm warning. It includes Wahpeton, Breckenridge on the very southern end of this, and the warning is in effect until 5 o'clock this morning for a storm that could be producing hail that is 1.25 inches in diameter. And that warning does continue here this morning until that 5 a.m. time frame again. And we're talking about parts of Otter Tail and Wilkin counties, and also Richland County back into North Dakota, just north of the Wahpeton, Breckenridge area. The storm currently moving to the east at northeast at 25 miles per hour, and that $0.5 size hail is the greatest threat for this storm as far as severe weather is concerned. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. You can see Wahpeton, Breckenridge right on the southern end of this. We're going to take away those warnings to get a better look at the storm itself. Where we've got those areas of purple and deep red right here, I'm going to use my purple arrow to indicate it. That's where that likely hail is happening. It's been in the Dwight area, continues moving into the northeast over the river there toward between Connolly and the Kent area along Highway 75, eventually crossing over, starting to already Highway 9 as well into Wilkin County. And again, this one's going to be moving to the northeast here this morning and pressing back into places that are already hit pretty hard by stormy weather and that heavy rain that we're still tracking here this morning. So, and they're slow moving storms, and again, they keep training or going one after the other one over some of the same areas. So just tracking this out, we're going to take a look at maybe some of the heaviest rain, the core of the storm to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. And here are some of the communities that are going to be impacted. The Rothsay area, eventually the Earhart area, Fergus Falls north from there. Basically, if you're Highway 210 and up to Highway 108 in Otter Tail County, be prepared for this next round of storms to move through. Wahpeton, Breckenridge, again, we're just on the edge of it. So just seeing some sprinkles, likely, or light rain too, and likely a lot of lightning associated with this. We'll turn on our lightning data just for a moment. I'm not really showing that this morning because there's just so much of it, it covers up the radar. But we know when you look out at some of these storms that there's quite a bit of it going on. Back over into Otter Tail County, a storm that's really ramped up has turned severe as it's moving just out of our viewing area. There's some hail associated with it. Could still be impacting places like Parker's Prairie this morning in southeastern parts of Otter Tail County. Now, those storm warnings are going to continue that one until 5 o'clock as well. And we're going to look at, I'm just going to zoom out just a little bit more. I do want to point out those boxed areas in green. Those are flash flood warnings. It includes much of Otter Tail County. Some of those places, the radar estimates that we've seen as much as 8 inches of rain. I did get a report from a viewer in the Underwood area this morning of about 2.2 inches of rain there. But again, we're expecting more on the way here as this continues to impact that area. So please make sure you take these flash flood warnings seriously, because flooding kills, and we want to make sure that you are not one of those people who gets caught up in that. So if you see water standing on the roadway, don't try to drive through it. You don't know what's underneath it. It could be a washout, and it's dark out too. It's hard to make that out. So just turn around, find another route. Up to the north, there are remaining flash flood warnings in effect for some of our counties there after the heavy rain moved through last night and into the early morning hours this morning. You can see things are quieting down there. Looking out to the west, we're going to be dealing with this one for a while in the south, but there's more stormy activity out to the west that's going to move through later today. You can see there's some severe weather associated with it on the southern end. James River Valley in a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 a.m. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, we've also got some fog to contend with this morning. Here's a look at some of our radar estimates. You can see we're looking at conditions that are going to be quite soggy into Minnesota. Again, as much as 8 inches of rain have been estimated in that area. So just a reminder of your flash flood safety. Never try to drive through moving water. Make sure you find higher ground if you find that the water is rising. I'd be concerned about some of those rivers in Otter Tail County, especially around Fergus Falls and in western parts of the county. And check back with us. We'll continue to monitor this for you and get back with you and focus on that flash flooding once now, and of course, once the severe thunderstorms are winding down, that will be our number one focus. But again, today going to be an active day. We'll have more on your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Lisa. New this morning, the University of